I was out recording the wind sounds, and it was really snowy and icy, and I came back down, into the building, and I was just covered in like ice on my beard and snow, and my everything was frozen up, and someone said, "Matthew, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm composing." Well, I'm a composer and a sound artist and an eco-acoustician. And so I work with environmental sounds, and I create music and sound art in dialogue with nature. So I particularly focus on climate change. So, I'm interested in composing music that reflects changes in our climate. And I try to bring attention to that and work with the natural world as a musical instrument. So I'm very often composing with glaciers and with the snow or the wind and things, any way that I can discover how we hear climate change. By thumping it, I hear like the snowbank as a bass drum. Some days I'm out in the mountains listening and recording sounds. There are days where I sit at the computer programming. There are days when I sit at a music paper writing music. No, it's never dull. I made an album called Glacier Music. It's published. So it kind of fixes in time snapshots of these glaciers. As they melt, they're singing. And those songs, we can hear those songs and we can understand them. As the glaciers are retreating, they go through a rapid kind of time of retreat, and that has a certain sonic signature. And then the glacier goes through a period of thinning. And you can hear that too, because the water that's thinning comes out of the glacier on the sides and usually makes these rushing rivers along the sides of the glaciers. And that sound to me is a signature sound of a glacier that's in advanced retreat. When I was studying music, I was impressed by the sounds of the natural world and, in general, the power and the presence of the Alaskan wilderness. And so I naturally made music with those things. As I got older, the environment started changing, and I started hearing those changes in the sounds that I loved. I want people to feel something. If the music is made by a glacier, for example, will we feel more connected to the glaciers and think about them in a different way? Through composing these pieces, we're kind of documenting the world now, and in the future, maybe the glacier like Matanuska will sound very different, if it sounds at all, right? I mean, there's a chance that if the glacier recedes and disappears, then they'll be listening to a glacier that no longer exists. It's one of the things that art can do is open up our emotions in a way so that we can deal with them. And it's a sad album in a way. I didn't mean it to be a sad album. It's like a love song to the glaciers. And I still hope that we can change that the glaciers won't disappear. It's stressful to think about, 1 million species of animals becoming extinct in the next few years. To think about all the Arctic animals that are among those million. Like, what can I do to help with that? That's hard, because it's like, is the music really gonna stop the extinctions? No, it's not. So then how can it be part of the discourse that does mitigate that? Maybe the music can be used in a kind of joined science, policy, art discourse that does change that in some way. The science helps the art be more relevant, and the art helps the science be more communicative. Those two things going together can be a very powerful force for change.